Hi everyone, welcome to NTR445. I wanted to provide a brief video introduction to the course. First, I want to introduce myself. I did provide a written introduction in the module 0, but I also wanted to provide a verbal introduction as well. So my name is Tracy Grgich, and I will be your instructor for this course for this short 7.5-week session. I am a registered dietitian and I am a senior lecturer with Arizona State University. I primarily teach food service management courses. I am also the DPD director, which really means for dietetic students, I am the director of that program. So I also teach a professional development course in regards to the dietetic students. I predominantly teach downtown in downtown Phoenix, but I do have a couple of courses that I teach at ASU Online, so you may have had me in the past if you've ever taken NTR445 or potentially NTR451 with me. I did want to orient you a little bit about the two different platforms we will be using in this course. The first one is YellowDig. Some of you may have used this in the past. This is another way to facilitate discussion boards instead of the traditional Canvas discussion board. It's set up a lot like Facebook, if you're familiar with that. There is a tutorial in the module 0. Let's get started. So if you're not familiar with how to use YellowDig, I encourage you to review that tutorial prior to moving forward and starting your first YellowDig pin. We'll also be using RPNow, which is a platform or a software we use for any of the exams. If you've never used RPNow for any of your ASU online courses, please make sure you review the tutorial. I also have a syllabus quiz set up that you will need to use RPNow so you can get a little bit of practice before we have our first exam. In this course, you will have one large project that you will want to start working on now, as you will need the time over the next 7.5 weeks to get it completed. Please don't wait until the very last week to start this large project, or you will not be able to really truly complete it in its full extent and as planned. So please make sure you open up the requirements for the large project in Module 1 and start thinking about what it is you want to do for the project. You do have 2 options. You are welcome to pick either option for the project. In addition to that, every week we have modules that will cover a certain area of food service management, and I have many case studies that will go along with each of those topics. You will have clinical and food service mini case studies, which you get to select which one you would like to do each week. You do not have to do both each week. You will do one or the other. I encourage you all to flip back and forth to do one maybe clinical a week and then the next week a food service focus, so you get exposure to both types of environments in a food service management scenario. I realize that not all of you will work in a hospital setting, but it's good to have at least exposure to how a clinical setting functions in a food service environment. In addition, I want you to make sure you are checking your settings for receiving notifications in Canvas. Since this is an online course, all of my communication with you will be via Canvas through either announcements or emails. So make sure your settings allow for notifications to be sent to you at least weekly, if not daily. Last, this is a capstone course, so I want you to know that you're going to be applying your knowledge that you've learned throughout your different food service courses. So the information that you gained in 343, food service purchasing, information you gained from NTR344, food service management, leadership, those types of topics and information that you learned, you'll actually be applying those in this class. It is the capstone of all of your food service courses, so we won't have a lot of maybe content heavy, actual introducing new concepts. There will be a little bit of that, but a lot of it will be utilizing and applying your knowledge of different maybe management skills, production skills, and so forth. So just realize that we may not cover a lot of new content, and it's really more about the application. If you have questions or issues throughout the semester, please email me directly. I'm email address that's listed on the screen. I do try to respond to emails within no more than 24 hours, usually much less time than that, in order to help you with any kind of issues that you might be having. I do allow late submissions. I do want to bring attention to that because that's usually the questions that I get via email the most. I do allow late submissions, but you do get a point deduction unless you have some sort of major illness or life event that has occurred, and I do take those on a case-by-case basis. So I realize that life is not perfect for everyone, and sometimes issues occur that are beyond your control. And so I'm more than willing to work with students, but you need to communicate that with me. So with that, head on over to your first, or finish your Let's Get Started module, and I look forward to working with you all this semester. Thanks.